Welcome to National Geographic Learning's presentation of world cultures and geography. As you think about teaching social studies in your classroom, I want you to close your eyes and think back for a moment to when you studied social studies in middle school. Think back to the social studies book you used as a student. Do you remember it? Many of us don't, which means it wasn't engaging. Did you like it? And many of us didn't, which means it wasn't relevant to us and we didn't make any meaningful connections. But what if I told you you could teach social studies like this?
Okay, release.
Wow, it's incredible. I love it.
Every person can make a difference. The world needs a lot more conservationists and a lot more scientists.
We think we know this place, but we don't. We think we understand how things work, but we don't. That's why exploration is so fundamentally important.
It's about telling a story that resonates with all sorts of people all over the world.
Charles, it's the elation that you get by saving a life.
You're not that much older.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if I can't feel my fingers. It doesn't matter how my face stings and feels like it's getting sandblasted. It matters that somebody else can feel that by looking at a picture.
The most important message is that every individual matters, and every individual makes a difference every day.
Many of you may have been excited when you heard National Geographic because you remember the engaging experiences that you had as a curious learner. Maybe it was the photographs, the maps, and the knowledge you gained from interacting with National Geographic. At National Geographic Learning, we bring 130 years of National Geographic experience into learning through the resources you engage with when you adopt us. Through content woven into the program or through live in our virtual events, we embrace the mission of National Geographic so that you can share these experiences with your students. What you also are going to see and are looking for, because we are partnered with Cengage, is the innovation many of you have come to know from Cengage and the approach we take with our digital learning solutions. So educators have inspiring resources to engage their students and customize their classroom. Whether you are digital first or just starting to incorporate digital into your daily instruction, our platforms are easy to use, easy to assess, and easy to inform. Finally, we know this process to select new materials is a journey, and I'll be here with you on this journey. But it's more than just me. It's a team to support you with digital onboarding, best practices through our talented author teams and National Geographic explorers. Let's dive into how we would like to partner with you to bring the world into the classroom. World cultures and geography starts with learning about the world in which we live. Your students will get to virtually travel to exciting places all over the world, like the Taj Mahal in India. The Taj Mahal, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, has attracted visitors to India since it was built in the 1600s. The white marble masterpiece was built by Emperor Shah Jahan as a memorial to his wife. The project took 20,000 workers and 22 years to complete. The ruins of the Roman Colosseum. The Colosseum in Rome was an unusual structure in ancient times because the large stadium was freestanding rather than built into a hillside for support. The Colosseum once had marble seats and was richly decorated, but its interior has been damaged by natural forces and vandals. The Thames River in England to see Big Ben, the Houses of Parliament, or the Palace of Westminster is the site of the Parliament of the United Kingdom. Located on the left bank of the River Thames near Westminster Bridge in London, England, the current building was constructed between 1837 and 1860. The clock tower at the northern end of the palace is commonly known as Big Ben. And to the ancient Matsumoto Castle, a national treasure of Japan, just to name a few. Matsumoto Castle, built in the late 1500s during the rule of the shoguns, is listed as a national treasure of Japan. The black and white castle has a black roof, a feature that has given it the nickname Pro Castle. Today, the castle contains displays of historical armor and weapons. Each year, a drum festival, a torchlight performance, and a moon viewing party are held at the castle. The need to learn, understand, and respect a variety of cultures is in our diverse world that are very different from our own is a critical part of becoming a global citizen. And that has never been more important than today. World Cultures and Geography will help your students learn about different customs and traditions that are interesting to them, such as the celebration customs of an Indian wedding and the Day of the Dead festival in Mexico. Various skulls and paper cutouts of macabre characters decorate this table in Mexico. Such decorations are used to celebrate the Day of the Dead, a holiday that takes place on All Saints' Day and All Souls' Day. The carnival season on the Caribbean islands of Trinidad and Tobago. These girls were photographed during carnival season on the islands of Trinidad and Tobago. This festival was originally celebrated by 18th century French settlers from Christmas to the beginning of Lent. After the end of slavery in 1833, African music and dance were added to the festival. Carnival is now a street festival celebrated on the Monday and Tuesday before Ash Wednesday. And what shopping downtown looks like in a street market in southwestern Nicaragua. Masaya, a city in southwestern Nicaragua, is known for its markets of handmade crafts, such as the one shown here. Indigenous groups produce a variety of crafts in the style of authentic Nicaraguan culture and still tend to use the same materials their ancestors did, such as wood, leather, stone, and cloth. Our standards require students to learn about different geographical regions around the world. And nobody captures our beautiful geographical world better than the talented and dedicated National Geographic photographers. World Cultures and Geography uses stunning photographs to help students visualize the features of some of the most unique geographic locations around the world, such as the Andes Mountains in South America and the Sahara Desert in North Africa. It becomes more than just a marker on a map as World Cultures and Geography uses these amazing photographs as visual vocabulary throughout the book. The Sahara Desert is the largest hot desert in the world, covering most of North Africa. Aerial views of the peninsulas off the Delos island in Greece provide a frame of reference for learning about landforms, such as peninsulas, to build background for students who have never heard the term before. Visual vocabulary. A peninsula is a body of land surrounded on 3 sides by water. This photo shows 2 peninsulas jutting out from Delos Island in Greece. Delos is about 1.3 square miles of rocky granite containing important archaeological sites from ancient Greece, but it is mostly uninhabited today. Students learn how geographic features contribute to environmental climates, such as the heavy monsoonal rains and the Deccan Plateau on the Indian Peninsula. Now let's talk about some of the features and attributes of this engaging program. What comes with the program for students? The World Cultures and Geography program comes complete with a student edition, both print and digital, and included in the digital edition are a plethora of digital assets on the MyNG Connect student dashboard to enhance the student's experience right at their fingertips. What do teachers receive? This flexible program comes with a thin modular teacher edition for each individual region you are studying. Everything you need to teach the unit is self-contained within the TE, including downloadable and printable assessments. This keeps all your resources in one easy place for you and is lightweight, so you aren't lugging around a bulky book. The pages are spiral bound too, so you can fold the book back for easy access to use while teaching online. Of course, you can access them digitally too. The Teacher's Reference Guide is a phenomenal resource that contains additional materials for you to use while teaching. It is available in both print and digital format. An exam view is available as a digital download from MyNG Connect for customizing assessments too. World Cultures and Geography is a perfect fit for your middle school students because it is engaging. You've already seen what National Geographic brings to the program with the rich, beautiful photographs that draw your students in right from the beginning. But we are more than just a pretty picture. Our photographs are part of the story. These engaging visuals help students learn about the world in a way that the text simply cannot. It is flexible because the content is modular and compares regions with a similar focus. You can teach them in any order to meet the needs of your students. Options for both print and digital provide you with the resources you need to easily switch from classroom to distance learning when you need it. And it's accessible. Scaffolded strategies and digital support, along with a streamlined lesson designed for middle school students, allow all students to access and learn social studies content. In order to engage middle students, we must first get their attention. It all begins with a connection. World Cultures and Geography does that by incorporating the work of over 32 different National Geographic explorers. Each explorer has a unique story to tell that engages and motivates students to want to learn more. This is a seamless connection to social emotional learning too, as the National Geographic explorers model setting goals, showing empathy for others, and making responsible decisions, another critical aspect to successful student performance in the classroom. Albert Lynn is one of the featured explorers in World Cultures and Geography. Let's listen as he shares his story with students.
So here's this guy, one of my dad's friends. He's a scientist. Well, it turns out he lost his toes to frostbite while trying to climb Mount Everest. And it was at that moment that I realized that you could be a scientist while still doing crazy, extreme things. And that's what I wanted to do. All the great engineers of our time are really just explorers, creating things that would push the limits of what we could do. I want to find a way of turning all these tools into mechanisms that help me explore more about humanity, about myself, about where I came from. I'm Albert Lin. I use cutting-edge technology to solve ancient mysteries. I'm a National Geographic explorer.
Our unit openers begin with storytelling process. These pages help students set a purpose for learning with background information regarding the region of focus. In the e-edition on MyNG Connect, students can access live links to additional content about the region, starting with an interview with a National Geographic explorer, background information on featured geography of the region, and a historical connection to the region that is relevant to students. We also make a connection to the culture with the main visual you see on the page. Each unit also begins with an exclusive National Geographic video. These unit videos build background knowledge for students, introduce vocabulary and the essential question through engaging visuals to set the stage and get students ready to learn about the region of study. Let's listen to a brief introduction of the video from Unit 9, introducing South Asia.
South Asia is a region of immense contrasts, from soaring mountains to vast deserts, from tropical rain forests to teeming cities. About 20% of all the people who inhabit our planet live in this region, encompassing a huge diversity of religions and ethnicities. In India alone, there are 22 official languages. South Asia used to be made up of hundreds of small principalities.
After the unit opener, students begin using map skills right away. You would expect to find lots of maps in a geography program, and World Cultures and Geography does not disappoint. With the National Geographic Society as our partner, your students will have access to over 300 high-quality maps. Look closely at the maps on these pages. Not just one physical map, but also maps displaying additional information about the region, such as climate and population density. And our maps are more than just points on a grid. Notice the use of visual vocabulary to help students see what those points on the map mean. Along with the print maps in the book, teachers and students have digital access to the interactive map tool on MyNG Connect. This tool provides students with hands-on experience to enhance their map skills as they construct layers, measure distances, label important information with text and graphics, and much more. Watch how students can get started using the interactive map tool.
Using the MapMaker Interactive, you can explore the amazing world we live in. The Zoom tool lets you move in and out of the map to view places at different scales. If you're looking for a specific place, try using the search tool to find it. Enter a place name like a mountain range or a city, and the map will zoom to that place. In the tabs along the right, you can find a menu of base maps to choose from that include different sets of features.
You will use the interactive map tool as part of your active options strategy. Detailed instruction is included in your teacher's edition describing the purpose of using the tool, how to set up the tool, along with specific activities and opportunities for extension, all designed to help students actively process information learned in the text. Each lesson in World Cultures and Geography is a 2-page lesson. This design was thoughtful and intentional to help manage learning in smaller chunks for middle school students. Many students can become overwhelmed and lost in text that spans several pages and then quickly fall behind in comprehension. Our two-page lesson format provides a built-in success model for students, as the formative checks help to catch students who might fall behind and miss concepts before it's too late. You'll notice the lessons begin with an explicit statement of the main idea so that students know what they will be learning, and ends with a comprehension check in the before you move on questions. Also notice how students engage with the map on the page as they use the location markers within the text to visualize where the hiker explored. Ongoing assessment closes every two-page lesson in the form of a lab activity. These activities allow students to solidify their learning for that lesson rather than making them wait for a box of questions at the end of a 6 or 8 page section. To support students with critical thinking, each of the labs include critical thinking questions to encourage the development of these critical skills. Lab activities provide detailed opportunities for students to develop and practice a variety of skills, such as conducting research, application of critical reading, critical viewing of visuals, writing to support opinions with evidence, application of map skills, data analysis, developing speaking and presentation skills, and analyzing photos. MyNG Connect offers a wealth of student support at the point of use in the student e-edition. Students click on the speaker icons to hear text read aloud for audio support. Clicking the speaker icon again turns the audio off.
Section 1.5, Conservation.
Maps and graphs for the region are available at point of use in the Tech Trek section at the top of each page. Students can download the resource for personal use, such as research or presentations. Digital images from the digital library are also available from the Tech Trek section. Video plays when students click on the movie camera icon. This is an on locations video interview with National Geographic explorer Alexandra Cousteau.
So this is where the tanneries are unloading their effluent into the river.
Yes.
And is that what we're smelling? Is only the tanneries, or is there some human waste mixed in with it?
Human waste also.
Wow, so it's the tanneries and it's sewage.
Yes.
From the lab activity, students can click on the GeoJournal icon to download the journal page needed to complete the activity. Students can also access differentiated text on demand by clicking on the letters MT at the top of the page. The letters MT will appear beside each paragraph. When students click on the circle with the MT, a text box appears with a text that has been modified 1.5 to 2 grade levels below the current readability of the text. This text is not read aloud as it has already been modified for the student. Students can click Next in the bottom corner of the text to continue, or they can click the X to close and select a different paragraph to modify. Students have the ability to turn modified text on or off to use when they need it. At the end of each unit, students compare across regions to internalize information for all the regions they have studied. Students culminate the unit with their choice of an active options project to review and extend the learning from the unit in a way that is meaningful to them. Rubrics are provided for you to grade and provide feedback on these projects as group or individual assignments. Writing is so important in clarifying ideas for social studies. Students have a wide variety of writing options available throughout each unit, with guided support when needed. Heavy emphasis is placed on argument writing in social studies. Even though our middle school students like to argue, writing to argument is a skill that needs to be taught. Included in the teacher resources are many lessons for you to use to guide students through the different types of argument they will be writing, as well as a specific writing project at the end of each chapter to apply their writing to argument skills. Additional templates are also provided to strengthen students' writing skills for other types of writing related to social studies content. Writing also includes document-based question practice. The document-based questions are based on actual historical maps and documents. They focus on critical thinking skills and ask students to make comparisons, make interpretations, apply knowledge to given data, and look at issues from multiple perspectives. These document-based questions will help set the foundation for critical thinking success in the student's future. The step-by-step writing lab helps students through the process of supporting their main idea when responding to document-based questions. Reference handbooks are included for both teachers and students to support your instruction if needed. The Skills Handbook has ready-to-go lessons to teach literacy skills for social studies, such as how to analyze primary and secondary sources when completing document-based questions, along with a host of other literacy skills you might need. The World Religions Handbook is an extremely popular resource among teachers as it helps students streamline and compare all of the different religions studied throughout the course. In the Teacher's Edition, the chapter planner clearly outlines the instructional support and assessment options available in print and digital download, along with digital resources aligned to each chapter. These support resources are not your average workbook page. They all have an open format instead of matching or selecting the correct answer for questions to foster student learning and collaborative thinking. Every chapter and unit has reading and note-taking guides that require students to take notes in their own words or through guided instruction from you. Vocabulary masters that require students to actively use vocabulary in a variety of ways so that they truly internalize the meaning and context of new words. Geo activities are active strategy options to get students up, out of their seats, or away from their computer screen and work together to solve problems, construct explanations, and design solutions to demonstrate conceptual understanding. To check for understanding, short quizzes are provided for every section in every chapter. Standardized test prep is also available in every section in every chapter to provide students with multiple opportunities for responding to types of questions found on high-stakes assessments over the content they have learned. Just as students have differentiated support for learning the content, differentiated options are also provided for formal assessment. Chapter tests are included in two forms, Test A and Test B. Test A is on level for students who read the text without modifications. Test B is the modified test where the content is the same, but the readability of the test is modified to match the modified reading level found in the text. Notice that on both forms of the test, students are required to complete constructive response questions for interpreting maps, charts, graphs, and document-based questions. Only the readability level of the test is modified, not the content. Speaking of differentiation, the TE offers specific differentiation strategies for all the types of readers in your class. Striving readers, inclusion students, English language learners, gifted and talented, and pre-AP. Because we know your high school teachers are asking what you do to get students ready for AP courses. At National Geographic Learning, we believe that world cultures and geography is a perfect fit for your middle school social studies program because it is engaging. Your students will enjoy learning about other parts of the world. It's flexible. It's a program you can teach the way it best meets your needs, and it's accessible to all students who will be able to interact with the content and learn more about the world. And finally, did we miss anything? If so, please reach out and let us know if you need more information. If you're looking for something we didn't mention today, we would love the opportunity to meet again so that we can fill in any missing pieces. Thank you for your time today. We look forward to partnering with you and help you bring world cultures and geography into your classroom.